Blu-ray it looks even better because you get to see what it was meant to look like. The visuals are just great looking. The music is great. Gary Oldman is awesome. He's so good. And even Winona Ryder, which I don't know. I always thought of her as like a good actress or whatever, but she really gives a good performance in this movie. I think probably one of the best that I've seen of her. I guess I haven't seen that many movies. I haven't seen all her movies or anything, but probably the best performance that I've seen her in a movie it has to be in this movie because she surprised me by her performance in this movie. I've never seen her give one that good. So, all-time favorite vampire movie, and in my top 10 horror movies. Actually, it's my third favorite horror movie. My first favorite horror movie is The Shining, which I've seen I don't know how many times. But I didn't watch this year. I didn't watch that this year because I've seen it so many times. Psycho is my second favorite. I've seen that a few times too. I didn't watch that this year, and this is my third favorite horror movie of all time, and first favorite vampire movie. So I know I keep saying that, but if you never saw this, and if you like vampires and you never saw this, there's something wrong. But even if you know what I mean, if you like whatever, I don't know, you gotta watch this if you haven't seen it. Next. Ghostbusters 1 and 2. I love these as a kid, still do. I mean, these Ghostbusters, what can you say? It's Ghostbusters. So, if I haven't seen these in a while, I mean, I don't know, it's probably been years since I've seen them. I know I've seen them more than once, but because I used to watch them as a kid probably all the time. And the animated, the real Ghostbusters animated show I used to watch too. So, but I watched them both together, so just because it's Ghostbusters, I wanted to watch them. Beetlejuice is another one I used to watch when I was a kid. This is awesome movie. Everybody knows these movies, Ghostbusters, Beetlejuice. And I used to watch Beetlejuice cartoon when I was a kid too. So, and Ghostbusters, the cartoon, I had the first season on DVD. I'm not sure how many seasons there are, but I have the first one. Maybe eventually I'll get the rest. Beetlejuice, the cartoon, is not even on DVD yet, because I know, I looked it up and it was on VHS, but never put on DVD yet. So, but Beetlejuice, I had to watch again because I haven't seen that in probably a few years. I know I've seen this a bunch of times, but. And then next was Shutter Island, which I saw in theaters in February, and I got it as soon as it came out, but I didn't watch it again. I didn't watch it right away, so watch this for Halloween. Because I won't say it's a horror movie, but it's like a thriller type, so I just wanted to watch it again because now I got a Blu-ray. I mean, I saw it in theater, so it's alright. It's for Scorsese. It's not, it's definitely not one of it's definitely not anywhere near one of his best, but it's a decent movie. Even though you can tell, you can tell the end by the preview. I watched the preview and I was like, I hope the end is different than what I'm thinking right now. And then I watched the movie and I'm like, okay, well, the end it pretty much gives it away, but it's still good enough where it doesn't matter. Plus the end, like, there's more stuff at the end anyway when it tells, about his wife or whatever. So, and then those are the movies I watched this year. 35 movies. 35 horror movies I watched. And that's so far. Still have like 5 more days. I don't know. I might watch a couple more movies, but I'm not sure what I'm going to watch yet. But I know for sure I'm going to watch Rob Zombie's Halloween on Halloween Day. So even if I don't watch anything else, I'm going to watch that on Halloween Day. But I'll probably end up watching like 1 or 2 more movies before then. I don't know. So those are movies I watched this year. And since last year, the movies I watched last year, I don't have I didn't have a YouTube. I didn't even have a camcorder last year at this time. But since I don't have a YouTube or a camcorder, I'm going to tell you the movies I watched last year too, or at least the ones I remember. The ones down that I don't have, because I knew if I turned the camera on, I'd be like, I won't remember. So these are the movies I watched last year that I don't have, that I wrote down, that I remembered. I think I watched more than this, because I didn't watch as many movies last year as I did this year, but I think I watched more than this, but these are the ones I remember. I probably don't remember some of them, but okay. Oh, it was upside down for a minute, huh? Alright, these are the ones I watched last year. That I don't have. I watched Hatchet with Robert Englund and that, and so is Kane Hodder. He plays I forget the bad guy's name, or the monster's name. Victor Crowley, I think. Hatchet Face. They find him, and they take the ferry or whatever, and they find him. But so I watched Hatchet. I think Hatchet was made 2007, 3 years ago. I finally ended up seeing it last year, so it was 2 years after it. And then this year, right now, Hatchet 2's in the theater, which I didn't even know they were making until I saw a preview for it. I'm like, oh, Hatchet 2, cool. But Robert Englund's not in it, but Kane Hodder's back. Oh, and Danielle Harris from Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween, both of them, is in it. So hopefully it's even better. I like her, she's cool. Who else? I guess that's it, but still, it may even be better at first. I don't know, because first one only had Robert Englund in a small part, and then Kane Hodder as the bad guy. Second, I watched Snoop Dogg's Hood of Horror, which is they did like a Creep Show. They had like 5 short stories, and then Snoop Dogg was like the crypt keeper or whatever. Like narrates, or I mean like he's at the beginning. And then they have the movies, and then he's at the end or whatever. But it was all like hip hop type horror stories. It was about as good as Creepshow 3. I won't say it was good. I mean, I won't say it was good, but it was about as good as that. Pretty bad, but watchable, I guess. Especially for Halloween. Especially if you like those. I like the whole idea of the Creepshow thing where they have like the 5 short stories put it onto one. I like that, so that's cool. Because then at least if, well, I was going to say at least if the movie's bad, there's 5 short stories, maybe one to be good, but usually, I guess they're all kind of bad, but sometimes you watch one and you're like, oh, it's really bad, and then you watch the next one and you're like, oh, it's not as bad. So, like on Creepshow, I had one story I actually liked, the rest I didn't like, but, so, Snoop Dogg's Hood of Horror did that too, and I think, like the very first one was real bad, and then I don't remember now, but Jason Alexander from Seinfeld was in one. That one was decent, I guess. The other ones I don't really remember, but then I watched The Strangers with Liv Tyler. I don't know if I think that just came out last year. I ended up watching it in October. Then I watched Wreck, which is the foreign film. I forget what country made it, but I watched Wreck and the American remake Quarantine. I watched them both back to back just because I wanted to see how different they were. They actually both were good. I'd say Wreck was a little bit better. Everybody's like, oh, the American remakes always suck, which they don't always suck, but a lot of times they do. But it's not automatic. It's like you don't like, oh, there's an American remake, it sucks. You know what I mean? You gotta give it a chance. I watched them both, and I'd say Quarantine actually wasn't bad. I'd say Wreck was a little bit better, but it wasn't so much better that there wasn't a huge difference. I'd say they're both pretty close, but Quarantine was definitely a good movie, I thought. I watched Brotherhood of the Wolf because somebody told me about it. It was okay. Necronomicon, that's Book of the Dead. That's another. That's the name of the Book of the Dead that they use in Evil Dead. Necronomicon, I think, was the name of the book. So they named this movie Necronomicon. It was supposed to be like stories from the Book of the Dead, I think, or something like that. And it was another like Creepshow type 5 short stories. It wasn't too bad. A couple of them were bad, a couple of them were decent. I don't really remember right now because it was a whole year ago, but like which was what. But it wasn't bad. I like how they do that, the whole short story thing. So, and then it looks like I only watched 2 vampire movies last year. I watched Blade Trinity because I'd never seen it before, and I actually still haven't seen Blade 2. So I have Blade 1. I haven't seen Blade 2 at all, and Blade Trinity I saw last year. And then I watched Queen of the Damned, only because I liked Interview with the Vampires as Vampire Chronicles, and this was the next. Well, I think Interview was the first book, and there was another book, and then the third book was Queen of the Damned. But Queen of the Damned was the second movie they made. As far as I know, these are the only 2 ones they made from Vampire Chronicles. As far as I know, I don't know if they made any more or not, but Interview was first, and then Queen of the Damned was last year. Was the second one. I don't know when it came out. But I remember when it came out, though, I remember seeing previews for it, and I'm like, vampire plays in a band. I was like, that's stupid. I'm not watching it. It just sounds stupid. But so last year I finally gave it a chance, and it wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't too bad. I was actually surprised by it. Like, I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. I just never wanted to give it a chance before. And it's not as dumb as it sounds. I mean, like, to me, a vampire playing in a band just sounds dumb, but when you watch it, you're like, okay, that's not so bad. So it was okay, and Aaliyah's in it too, which is another reason I wanted to see it, because Aaliyah. And then I watched The Fall, which was with Val Kilmer and the girl from The Last House on the Left, the remake. Not the main girl, but her friend. She was in it. It was about Val Kilmer was a scientist. I don't remember exactly what it was about. I actually liked it. It was one of those real low budget horror movies. I think it was Ghost House, or one of those companies that does all those real low budget horror movies, and you see them in like in Walmart. You see them all lined up. There's like a bunch of them. Not the 8 Films to Die For, but I think that's another one that has a bunch. But I think this was Ghost House did this one, and I actually liked it, but I didn't buy it. But I probably would. I'd buy it. I mean, definitely. But Val Kilmer's in it. He's the reason I watched it, I think, because I like Val Kilmer. But it was a low budget movie, and it wasn't bad. It was about, he was a scientist in Antarctica or Alaska or somewhere real cold like that, and they thought out this. It kind of had to do with global warming. They thought out this prehistoric beast, and it let some disease came out of the beast when it thawed out, and basically got in there, whatever, and killed everybody in the all the scientists or whatever in the place, and the girl from Last House on the Left, the remake, was his daughter in the movie, and I think she's the only one that escaped or got away from it. But then there's like a kind of a twist at the end. I liked it. I thought it was decent. And then those are the movies I didn't have. Now I'll show you the movies that I do have that I watched last year.